right on schedule. One morning, Skarloey and Rheneas were double-heading a passenger excursion around the railway. They'd gone all the way to the top station and had made their way back to Crovan's Gate. They were a few minutes behind schedule, but they didn't mind. The passengers had enjoyed themselves, and that's all that mattered. Though there was one engine who did find annoyed with the slight delay.
3 minutes late,
muttered Duke.
This is no way to run a railway, and you know it well. Tardiness like this would never suit his grace.
Nonsense, said Skarloey. It's only a few minutes, and the passengers enjoyed their trip. You especially should know that at our age it takes a few minutes to get started from the stations, added Rheneas, but Duke didn't care.
All you're doing by moping around is holding up Henry, which means he'll hold up another engine, and another, and another. You're delaying us, the Northwestern, and the other railway as well. 3 railways too many.
Oh, shut it, old-timer, scolded Henry. The Fat Controller knows well about the age of most of you, so he schedules me to come a few minutes after you've arrived. Sometimes you're here before me, sometimes we pull in together. Either way, I'm not early or late, but you're just an old fusspot. And Henry huffed away. Show some compassion, Duke. You never know when you might need it, grumbled Rheneas, and he and Skarloey rolled away to the sheds. That afternoon, the 2 engines were grumbling about Duke to the others. That's not much like him, said Peter Sam. He can get a little grumpy at times, but he's never downright rude like that. Something must be bothering him. Whatever it is, it better stop soon, muttered Rheneas. I don't think I can.
Rheneas, shush!
Interrupted Peter Sam as Duke rolled into the yard.
What are you young engines gossiping about?
Quite honestly, it's a loose bit of rail up near Skarloey. Nothing much to worry about. Rusty will fix it later.
Humph. Someone better fix it soon. There's too many problems on this railway already.
What, that's enough! Burst out Rheneas. There's nothing wrong with this railway. You're just an old grouch. Now, I've got Slate to fetch, and I must be on time. Your Grace wouldn't have it any other way, I suppose. At the incline, Rheneas was trying his best to forget about Duke, but he was still steaming. Best thing to do is just forget about it entirely, said Rusty. It's not worth blowing your boiler over. You're right. I just wish he would have a little more patience is all. Well, I do agree with you on that, replied Rusty, but patience was something Duke was lacking at the moment. That evening, at the big station, Duke, expecting Rheneas to be late again, decided to collect Rheneas' coaches and take his passenger run. Rheneas pulled into the station with his slate just in time to see Duke puffing away with his passengers, 10 minutes ahead of schedule. Oh no, he's lost it, grumbled Rheneas, who was quickly losing his patience. Without work to do that evening, he scuttled away to the shed where Skarloey was waiting. He told him about what Duke had done. It just isn't right, replied Skarloey. When will he learn to be more sensible? Who knows, really. I just wish we could teach him a lesson, but I'm not sure exactly how. Their chance would come sooner than expected. Later, Duke had been delayed at Skarloey Station and was running quickly down the line to make up for lost time, even though he was far ahead of schedule. Mustn't dawdle, he muttered as he went along. Suddenly, there was a quick pop and steam shot from his safety valve as it burst.
Oh, botheration,
cried Duke as the driver examined him. Well, we won't be going much further today. He walked down the line to phone for help. Well, you two are going to get a good laugh out of this, chuckled Rusty as he rolled into the yard, and he explained about Duke. I was going to fetch the train, but after talking with you this morning, Rheneas, I figured I'd let you two have it.
Good evening, Duke. Whatever are you doing here?
Laughed Skarloey. My passengers aren't going to like the delay, said Rheneas.
Just a minor misfortune,
replied Duke.
but I'm sure to be late now.
Not if we can help it. Buffer up, Skarloey. And the two engines buffered on, Skarloey in front and Rheneas in the back. Soon everything was ready. The guard blew his whistle and the cavalcade puffed down the mountain. But Duke just kept moaning about the schedule.
It's no use, it's no use.
But Skarloey and Rheneas just ignored him. Finally, they reached the big station. Skarloey looked at the clock, but before he could speak, Duke butted in.
Well, what did I tell you? We're so far behind, Henry's left us. Much good you two were.
Or shut up and look at the clock. Very much to Duke's surprise, they were 10 minutes ahead of schedule. Duke didn't have a word to say after that. A few minutes later, Henry arrived to collect the passengers.
I must say, nice job today. First time you've beaten me here in ages.
Don't thank us. Thank Duke, said Skarloey. Skarloey's right, Henry. If it wasn't for Duke, we'd be very late indeed. If there's one thing everyone knows, Duke would never fall behind schedule. It just wouldn't suit his grace now, would it?
Duke silently agreed.